Business panel talk trade and tariffs. Boito clarifies on shipment to NCD. And Public Solicitor Office commissioned today. A very good evening. This is National EMTV News. I'm Natasha Voy. Thank you for joining us. Port Moresby Chamber of Commerce and Industry hosted a panel discussion with the National Trade Office and other corporate organizations today. The discussion was centered on the theme, Trade, Tariffs and Trumpets.
The event held at the Royal Papua Yacht Club featured representatives from various business houses, National Trade Office and the Institute of National Affairs. President of Port Moresby Chamber of Commerce and Industry and keynote speaker Shay Scoville gave an insight on the theme.
The overarching problem for PNG is that the rule book for Papua New Guinea is not conducive to trade and investment. If you're told you can go into an area where you're going to pay less for your power and that power is going to be reliable, we're going to provide some sort of perimeter security, so you'll spend less on security. Again, that's very attractive. And you get to pay less taxes when we're one of the very high taxing economies. It makes wonderful sense for somebody to go and invest, but my concern is for what about everybody outside of that zone, and it's not really.
During the discussion, Mr. Scoville also noted that there was some misinformation regarding tariffs and its impact on the import and export of Papua New Guinea.
It's not to say that the policy is bad. I think it can work in some very clear areas, and let's get a rule book that's conducive for all sorts of activity and every investor, be you an at-home MSME or a significant capital investment from a group of financiers domestically or abroad.
He also concluded that it was important that PNG maintains non-tariff barriers or NTB. NTBs are trade restrictions that don't involve taxes or duties on traded goods.
And I think that the authority did try very hard to make that happen in the early days, but for numerous reasons it hasn't yet really taken off. But by and large, the most important thing for Papua New Guinea is to actually make sure that we stop having a need for every project to have its own rule book.
They encompass a wide range of regulations, standards and other measures that can hinder or impede international trade. Pakatambua, National EMTV News.
The government is anticipating that the recently launched Special Economic Zone policy will drive economic growth of Papua New Guinea. However, the Vice President of Port Moresby Chamber of Commerce, Shay Scoville, said this may be unrealistic.
The Special Economic Zone policy, initiated by the Minister for Trade and Industry, Richard Maru, is expected to drive the economic growth through the establishment of designated zones with special incentives to attract investment, boost exports and create jobs. The policy focuses on downstream processing of raw materials, import substitution and aligning with the country's medium-term development plan. Vice President of Port Moresby Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Shay Scoville, said in an interview today that the policy looks attractive on paper, but realistically it will be a challenge. He highlighted that a safe environment combined with consistent access to essential utilities such as electricity are crucial in retaining or attracting new investors.
The overarching problem for PNG is that the rule book for Papua New Guinea is not conducive to trade and investment. If you're told you can go into an area where you're going to pay less for your power and that power is going to be reliable, we're going to provide some sort of perimeter security, so you'll spend less on security. Again, that's very attractive. And you get to pay less taxes when we're one of the very high taxing economies. It makes wonderful sense for somebody to go and invest, but my concern is for what about everybody outside of that zone, and it's not really.
He said the policy is good, but the government must create a conducive environment for such policy to become a success.
It's not to say that the policy is bad. I think it can work in some very clear areas, and let's get a rule book that's conducive for all sorts of activity and every investor, be you an at-home MSME or a significant capital investment from a.
He further highlighted the Pacific Marine Industrial Zone, or PMIZ, as an example. He said though the project had high expectations, it struggled.
And I think that the authority did try very hard to make that happen in the early days, but for numerous reasons it hasn't yet really taken off. But by and large, the most important thing for Papua New Guinea is to actually make sure that we stop having a need for every project to have its own rule book.
Pakatambua National EMTV News.
Minister for Agriculture and Livestock, John Boito, said recent shortage in chicken stocks in the nation's capital is due to delay of shipment and alluded to an issue with the vessel of transportation from Lae to Port Moresby.
The Minister for Agriculture and Livestock clarified on the issue of chicken shortage in the nation's capital.
It's not the supply. The supply is okay. It's just that we have the breakdown of the vessel and a delay for 1 week. That's why the supply in city was short. So
Minister Boito said a total of 40 containers arrived in Port Moresby earlier this week with chickens.
About 345,500 chickens. It's 40 containers. One container holds about 960 cartons of chickens. You multiply that by 9, that's 8,640 chickens in one container.
He also apologized to the people for the delay in the last 10 days.
The Department of Agriculture, my secretary, and poultry industry would like to apologize to our valued customers, our clients, in the city. Sometimes things happen that you don't think it will happen, accidents happen. So it was actually the breakdown of the vessel that delayed the shipment of the chickens to the city. But we are looking at means and ways to find a solution that it does not happen again next time.
The Secretary for the Department had this to say.
From the customer's point of view, on the need for all of us, we need to be able to buy chicken when we want to, and our minister is flexible. He's going to allow for some import from New Zealand, and that helps every one of us. But over a 6-month period, and then in December we're going to assess the situation and see how much our local industry has stepped up on the production to be able to meet the total demand.
Meanwhile, the minister and the team from the National Agriculture and the Quarantine Inspection Authority have traveled to Lae to visit Zeneg and New Guinea table birds to check on the supply of chicken. Samantha Solomon, National EMTV News.
15 police officers serving in Western Highlands Province have completed a comprehensive scam and cybercrime training facilitated by the Australian Federal Police. This training is the first of its kind customized for these officers.
Cybercrime is a rising global issue and it's likely becoming a concern in PNG too. This includes everything from online fraud and scams to more serious incidents. As more people in PNG use the internet for banking, shopping and communication, the risk of cybercrime grows. In a significant development, the police in Western Highlands Province were the first to undergo a comprehensive 1-week training facilitated by the Australian Federal Police. Chief Superintendent John Sagom, the Western Highlands Provincial Police boss, emphasized the scope of cybercrime in the province.
It's a very important one in a sense that its significance covers cyber, scam, this crime has already been committed in PNG, and it's to do with gadgets like a computer and telephone, and as we speak, this particular crime, it actually encroaches into all different ages of our citizens, including very young ones like adolescents and the underage. According to our laws, by law, 18 years. Below, they are all classified as children. So if we can look at this particular, the crime which involved cyber, everyone in the community has already been into it. So, though we have the cybercrime office, the office establishment, the headquarters, it's based in Mosby.
He acknowledged the AFP's support, highlighting the benefits of this crucial training.
With this particular course, I'm indeed grateful for our partners here. Even we have made a very informal request, and they've actually come on board to support us, because the need it's actually surfacing at all fronts. So how do we be able to do our investigation in a sense that we can be able to assist the community? And so by attending this particular course, I believe you are now given all the necessary information, and especially to cover the elements of the offense itself. So that could easily help us to reach out to the community to assist in whichever way as policing. We are the primary law enforcers of the country, and so we have a greater task ahead.
Participating officers thanked AFP for this groundbreaking initiative, recognizing their privilege in being pioneers of this first cybercrime course in PNG. PPC Sagom also announced the establishment of 2 new units, the Cybercrime Unit and the Transnational Crime Unit, which will operate under the CID department in the province. Sharon Engnui, National EMTV News, Mount Hagen.
The Voice Inc. launched their film yesterday in Port Moresby. The film focused on sorcery accusation-related violence and their legal help desk that was established in 2003 in Simbu Province.
This initiative is a collaboration between The Voice Inc. and the Catholic Diocese of Kundiawa, funded by the Australian government. The film emphasized on the urgent social crisis that many Papua New Guineans are going through, where accusations of sorcery have been the reason for brutal acts of violence. Senior Program Manager of Building Community Engagement in Papua New Guinea, Georgina Tapineng, initiated the official launch of the SAV Legal Help Desk.
I want to congratulate TVI on the launch of your film. And in December 2003, The Voice Inc. and the Catholic Diocese of Kundiawa launched a staff legal rights desk in Simbu Province.
She further said on various partnerships of the BCF
supports a wide range of effort on sorcery accusation-related violence at the district, provincial, national levels, from raising awareness to focused policy, advocacy, and response activities.
Executive Director of TVI, Malivai Sasingyan, emphasized on the importance of having coalition partners that assist them in carrying forward such initiatives.
With this coalition allowed us to identify the need for legal aid to ensure the survivors of SAR could receive the necessary support to pursue their cases through the legal justice system.
Benson Wema, National EMTV News.
National EMTV News continues after the break. Stay with us.
Chicken kebab saja na. Yum.
Beef stir fry.
Chicken curry, my favorite.
kebabs for you.
Yum.
Stir fry for you. And chicken curry for us.
Magic in every meal, one cube at a time.
You get big data and big value with Telecom Good Pillar mobile data plans. From only 3 kina, you get 1 gig for 24 hours. And for only 150 kina, you get 130 gigs over a whopping 30 days. And with loads of Good Pillar data plans to choose from, there's a small, medium or large plan to match your budget. Dial *777# to subscribe. Telecom, connecting you anywhere, anytime.
Hi, I'm Chef Jules Hennow, and this is where my true inspiration for cooking started. Like most of us, I learned to cook from my mum. Nothing beats simple recipes where fresh local produce is at the heart, especially when it's a home-cooked meal, prepared and shared with the ones you love. And in PNG, no meal is complete without rice. And my choice is always True Guy. True Guy, true inspiration through generations.
The GWM Tank 300 has all the amazing creature comforts you want. And it really loves going off-road. Hop into Barocco Motors for a spin. Book a test drive today.
Soft and lovely hair growth cream. The new way to nourish your hungry hair. The first hair growth cream with natural origins. No silicone, overload of nutrients, and incredibly melted texture that is instantly absorbed by your hair. Available at Trends Essential Beauty Shop in Bryant Bell Plaza, Gordon's, and Eliseo Rainbow, Trends Salons, and all retail shops near you.
Tonight on Sports Scene, ESP Schools Competition Finals, we take a look at Bernice FC's girls-only soccer comp, David Mead on PNG in the NRL, and we speak to one of PNG's very own sons, Marcus Bai.
Hi, I'm David Mead and you're watching Sports Scene.
You're watching National EMTV News. Hundreds of people have gathered to witness the official commissioning of the Public Solicitor Office and National Court Desk in Jiwaka Province today.
This facility will now be accessible for Jiwaka people and other Highlands provinces for the services under Law and Justice sector. Jiwaka Provincial Administrator Rick Cogan said the Jiwaka Provincial Government and Administration will provide the support to ensure public solicitor services are effectively provided. An impressed Jiwaka Provincial Police Commander Chief Inspector Laimo Aisi stated that the facility will make police work easier and effective.
Criminal offenders locked in the cells gives more burden on us, especially on looking after them on races and also the security issues. So having the state prosecutors officers serving here will relieve some of those areas that defendants or accused need to urgently require bail. They have to source assistance from the public solicitor's office in Minsk so that their cases can be heard at more frequent times or more.
Public Solicitor of PNG Leslie Mamu thanked the Jiwaka Provincial Government and Administration for the support towards the Public Solicitor to ensure legal aid services are established in the province. He has appealed to the people of Jiwaka to respect the facility and to look after lawyers and staff members of the Public Solicitor's Office. Amanda Elaitia, National MTV News.
Sorcery accusation-related violence remains a challenge in Simbu province, with cases being reported to the Kundiawa police station every week.
During the launch of the South Legal Help Desk film yesterday, Senior Constable Jonathan Gary Hame said his experience assisting complainants through to the Kundiawa police station.
On a weekly basis, we register roughly around 300 more cases of SAP. Sometimes we do attend, sometimes we face issues with logistics.
Sergeant Gariame pointed out that it is not always an easy job dealing with SAV cases. He said through the intervention of The Voice Inc., he hopes partners and authorities understand the struggles they have.
Through this film, they see the hardships that we face. We are trying, we are doing it and trying to minimize the service that we have.
Additionally, Provincial Caritas Coordinator in Kundiawa, Judy Gelua, highlighted some of the advocacy programs they have introduced in Caritas technical schools.
So as early as possible, we run advocacy in our Catholic schools, technical schools, because technical schools are the people who have been disconnected from the normal education. So these are the most perpetrators you will find in there.
Benson Wema, National MTV News.
Papua New Guinea Tourism Promotion Authority, in partnership with the Pacific Trade Invest Australia, delivered the ADT PNG Digital Tourism Workshop recently. This was to strengthen digital strategies for PNG's online tourism presence.
The Trade Commissioner for PTI Australia, Tim Martin, spoke about PTI Australia's Digital Tourism Program, a long-running initiative supporting Pacific tourism operators with tools and training to improve their digital capabilities. He said, digital transformation is a luxury but a necessity. PTI Australia's digital service provider and team leader Craig Smith said the goal is to turn TPA's websites into a most powerful sales agent. With the right strategies, even small operators in PNG can reach international markets and increase direct bookings significantly. The workshop covered topics such as strategies to increase direct bookings via websites and creating cost-effective social media campaigns, among others. Attendees also explored how to effectively use Google's digital tools, including Google My Business and hotel ads. Further sessions focused on secure, automated payment processing for accommodation and tour operators, including solutions such as Hotel Link Pay and Naboki. These tools are part of a broader push to streamline the booking experience. Amanda Elaitia, National MTV News.
Access to clean water remains a challenge for many communities in Papua New Guinea. But for Winge community in the Isipik province, this will now become an issue of the past.
206 families in Winge village of Yanguru Sausia district received water tanks from the District Development Authority. This recent presentation was witnessed by the Minister for International Trade and Investment and local member Richard Maru. Yanguru Sausia DDA have embarked on a journey to improve water and sanitation for the communities by introducing the WASH initiative. Mr. Maru elaborated on this project.
600 here, 206 plus families will come forward. The complete payment belong all. As a result, you will actually take 206 tanks, costing 1.2 million.
The total cost for per tank is 6,000 kina. 10% equity, which is 600 kina, is met by the family who wants a tank, and the DDA pays the balance of 5,400 kina. Minister Maru urged communities to commit to this project to improve water accessibility.
You will get one, Miamboro, Wagama, you will like style blowing a tour, you will put money in the tok. This year, Banogad, budget and finish, and we get to the Sulksim, and next day,
A representative from Hardware House acknowledged their partnership with Yanguru Sausia DDA.
Na mi Blamamas lo providing free delivery service, lo all get a project, lo Yanguru Sausia district, where you come up in, na mi play Amamas, lo work one time.
To conclude, a powerful message was delivered through a drama by the mothers of Winge community, ending a long-term struggle and embracing positive development. Amanda Elaitia, National MTV News.
With 29 students currently enrolled at the Yanguru Sausia University Learning Center, the need for more infrastructure is urgent as many others are urged to enroll.
As outlined earlier this week by the newly appointed director of the University Learning Center, the university has an expansion plan for the establishment of more infrastructures.
This is the plan, the surveying plan, and the physical plan of this university here. The land you can see at the back here can accommodate all the schools.
The plan also indicates where staff houses and lecture rooms will be built. Academically, Mr. Maino Koloha highlighted an achievement of the center, shedding light on the importance of the expansion plan.
There are only two university centers that produced the students moving over from external to internal. That is Kokopo University and Yanguru University Learning Center.
He revealed the programs offered by the center.
School of Humanities established here. School of Business and Public Policy. Also, School of Natural Physical Science.
In response, Mr. Maru said the vision for the future is to build a university that provides student housing and a mess.
We've taken the first small step. Very soon we're going to invest in the staff house. So all the staff are here, and you have your own admin office and really have a registration office where all the records are kept.
The motto of Yanguru Sausia District stands as God is first, education comes second. Amanda Elaitia, National MTV News.
And now we take a look at the NESFAN market report. The kina closed lower at $0.2424 in the interbank market. At Bank South Pacific, your kina was buying $0.2349, $0.3538 Australian dollars, $0.1910 euro, and 33.36 Japanese yen. Looking at commodity prices at New York close, gold is trading higher, coffee closed lower, cocoa closed lower, copper closed unchanged, palm oil closed unchanged, crude oil is trading higher, and copper closed lower. On the stock market, the Dow Jones closed lower, the ASX 200 is trading lower, and the All Ordinaries is trading lower. National MTV News continues after the break. Stay with us.
Enjoy more talk, more text, and more time online with Telecom More Bundles. Choose from 8 plans ranging from 3 kina with 600 megabytes of data all the way up to 75 kina, loaded with a massive 35 gig. Best of all, each plan comes with an unlimited on-network call minutes plus on-net and off-net talk and text. That's way more time to chat with family and friends. Telecom More Bundles. Top up now.
Dear son, you ask me how I live such a good life. Yes, I've had some good luck, like the day I met your mother. But it wasn't always that way. I've made some good choices too, like working hard and keeping my super with NASFAN. They looked after it for me, which meant I could concentrate on looking after my family. Living each day, knowing that when the time came, I'd be ready for tomorrow. Love, Dad.
The GWM Tank 500 has a super luxurious interior with 7 family-friendly seats, and it really loves going off-road. Book a test drive today and hop into Barocco Motors for a spin.
Daytech, the largest communication technology solution and services provider in PNG. We have the best brands and huge range of products for students, home users, small and medium business, corporate and enterprises. At Daytech, we have sound business practices and strong affiliations with some of the largest technologies in the world. We offer large range of genuine HP inks and toners at competitive prices with mid-range to high-end printers to suit your environment. Check out our special offers at our retail shops today. Daytech, innovative solutions, value services.
Join us weekly on MTV News, A Closer Look, the current affairs program that brings you insight for the latest on education, health,
appealing to all the residents.
Business,
We launched its VPN,
politics,
to infiltrate into our systems,
sports, and more.
As we observe the preparations for the women's.
A Closer Look, Sunday at 7 p.m. on your number one to watch, MTV. You're watching National MTV News. Over 1,000 people in Kwarabari and others from nearby villages in Yanguru Sausia district will have improved road access to transport their cocoa and garden produce.
The new cut road spans over 7 kilometers. Contractor Jana Holdings Limited resumed work 2 weeks ago. The Yanguru Sausia district engineer, Josiah Sengi, gives an overview of the project.
Connect Harabu to Ambakanja village. The cost to that is for this pilot track is approximately 450,000.
He highlighted the expected time of completion, stating this will depend on the weather conditions.
1 kilometer has been covered, so we've got 6 more to go. That means we've got approximately 5 to 6 weeks to complete the pilot training process, the new cut. And after that, we shall move on to road formation and then graveling blocks. So, say after 2 months' time, we should be expecting this road to be completed.
Local spokesman John Bobby Saihengu expressed the need for road access.
For almost more than 50 years, we've been crying for this road.
The completion of this road will enable farmers to transport their cocoa and other garden produce.
Members are producing plenty cocoa to the backside. One plant you can produce close to 1.5 tons. Currently now.
Minister for International Trade and Investment and local member Richard Maru said this is an economic road.
And finally, on the 50th year of independence, we will finally deliver the road they've been waiting for.
Mr. Maru said this year, over 10 million kina will be spent on roads in his district. Amanda Ilaitia, National MTV News.
And now moving to overseas news. The Pentagon says U.S. strikes have degraded Iran's nuclear program by up to 2 years.
US bombers carried out the strikes against 3 Iranian nuclear facilities last month, using more than a dozen bunker-busting bombs weighing up to 13,000 kilograms. Iran has now suspended its cooperation with the UN's nuclear watchdog. The White House says that move is unacceptable.
Hamas says it is reviewing a Gaza ceasefire deal brokered by the U.S. and proposed by President Trump as the final offer.
On the ground in Gaza, Palestinians are mourning a senior doctor and other family members killed in an Israeli strike west of Gaza City. Dr. Marwan al-Sultan was the director of the enclave's largest medical facility in the north. It was cleared out by Israeli troops last month. His daughter says her father was targeted in the attack.
My father is a doctor, a cardiologist, director of the Indonesian hospital. He is not affiliated with a movement or anything. He just fears for the patients and treats throughout the war. He stayed until the last moment in the Indonesian hospital, and he continued until the last moment fighting for the patients. An F-16 missile targeted his room exactly, right where he was, directly on him. All the rooms in the house were intact except for his room, which was hit by the missile.
The Israeli military says it had targeted a key terrorist from Hamas in the Gaza City area and is reviewing reports of civilian casualties. The army has stepped up its offensive across the territory to root out members of the militant group. Donald Trump says Israel has agreed on the terms for the 60-day Gaza truce and has urged Hamas to accept the deal before conditions worsen. 20 months into the conflict, war-weary Palestinians are hopeful an agreement can finally be reached.
I hope that the Hamas movement would accept the truce proposal that Trump talked about, because we really need this truce, as we've greatly suffered during this war.
The US president is stepping up pressure on the Israeli prime minister to fully commit to the ceasefire, that ahead of their meeting in Washington next week. Sticking points remain. Hamas says it's willing to return the remaining 50 hostages held in Gaza as long as there's a complete Israeli withdrawal from the territory. But Benjamin Netanyahu is remaining steadfast in his long-standing goal to eliminate the group altogether.
Sean Diddy Combs has been found guilty of prostitution-related offences but has been cleared of racketeering conspiracy and sex trafficking charges.
Well, Sean Combs' family have just left court without him, but even though he was denied bail, this was still a day of big wins for Sean Combs, his legal team and all of his supporters. That's because the jury has found him not guilty on the most serious charges that he was facing, that 1 count of racketeering conspiracy and the 2 counts of sex trafficking with regard to his former partner, Cassie Ventura, and another former partner who identified herself as Jane throughout this trial. They did, however, find him guilty of the lesser offences of transportation for prostitution. Those still carry a possible 20 years behind bars, but many lawyers are saying that he will serve much, much less than that likely, possibly a sentence measured in months rather than years. Now, Sean Combs and his legal team were clearly happy with this outcome today. When the verdicts were read out in court, he was fist-pumping, he was hugging his lawyers, he was smiling, and he was mouthing thank you to the jurors. Outside of court, there were cheers, there was dancing, chanting, free Diddy, but there were also people who were very dismayed, very upset, very dejected by this outcome. I spoke to several women who said that they were survivors of domestic violence or sexual abuse, and that this was a very bad day for women, a very bad day for the Me Too movement.
Guess what? Me Too movement is definitely going to have to pivot itself and move in a different direction. Because look at what just happened. That's telling us our voices don't matter. What we went through didn't matter. What we experienced didn't matter. And money buys you out of anything.
Now, this case will return to court next week when the judge will say when he will hold his sentencing hearing. He has a lot of discretion in how long, if any time, Sean Combs spends behind bars. Now, he's already been in a notorious Brooklyn prison since September last year, so that will factor in with his sentence, but we just don't know how long he will serve. The one thing we do know is that will not be that life sentence that he and his entourage feared. Now, that's not the end of this for Sean Combs by any stretch of the imagination. This case, this trial, this saga that's become such a circus here in Manhattan has done serious damage to his reputation and his legacy. And it's important to remember that he also still faces dozens and dozens of civil lawsuits. A lot of people came forward.
National MTV News continues after the break with Chukai Sports. Stay with us.
They're gold nuggets. There's a flavor for everyone. The best tasting snack. Get a burst of gold nuggets. Cheese flavor.
Mega wow.
Chicken flavor.
Mega wow.
Cheese onion flavor.
Mega wow.
Barbecue flavor. Mega wow.
When you're on the go. One more. One more.
Get that burst of gold nuggets flavor.
Mega wow.
Hilton Port Moresby Hotel and Residence. Hilton Port Moresby Hotel and Residence. Your stay, your house, your home.
Are you tired of standing in those long lines to get your jackpot tickets? Guess what? You never have to with Telecom USSD jackpot ticket purchase. Simply dial *321#, follow the prompts, and you are set for your jackpot draw. It's as easy as 3, 2, 1. Telecom PNG, connecting you anywhere, anytime.
Hi, I'm Chef Jules Henao, and this is where my true inspiration for cooking started. Like most of us, I learned to cook from my mum. Nothing beats simple recipes where fresh local produce is at the heart, especially when it's a home-cooked meal, prepared and shared with the ones you love. And in PNG, no meal is complete without rice. And my choice is always True Guy. True Guy, true inspiration through generations.
MTV proudly wishes Papua New Guinea a happy 50th anniversary. Chukai Sports.
Welcome to Chukai Sports. as the SP-PNG Hunters gear up for a tough round 16 clash against the Townsville Blackhawks this Sunday. One key returnee is expected to make a difference.
The SP-PNG Hunters will face the Townsville Blackhawks this weekend at the Santos National Football Stadium in Port Moresby. And back on the team again for this round's match is Judah Rimbu, who wants to give back to the Hunters.
Yeah, he's a hooker. Yeah, definitely. He's a very good hooker. I mean, he was purchased by a Super League club, so he had other interests as well. We were just lucky to get him. I think he had some unfinished business here. He could have gone to any club, really, to be honest with you. I wasn't, a little bit surprised, but not really, because I know how much the Hunters mean to Judah, and I know how much all the players mean to him. And he was there with us that last year where we got knocked out in North, and I feel as though he thinks he's got some unfinished business. He wants to come and give back to the Hunters.
Rimbu's experience playing in one of England's top league will be vital in round 16's match.
He wants to come and share his knowledge, playing at one of the highest levels in England, and he wants to come and share that with the rest of the boys. And I see him as a hooker and bringing that experience. He does a lot of work off the ball, Judah. He does a lot of work off the ball, does a lot of clean-up stuff, and especially if you've got some inexperienced middles, to have someone that's got a bit of experience like Judah, a lot of experience, it helps. And that's what we saw. We've got inexperienced middles and we've got someone with a lot of experience. So that makes sense to bring him in to help us out.
Coach Aiton says Rimbu brings not just talent, but leadership, hard work, and willingness to give back to his team. Joel Mipari, Trukai Sports.
Day 2 and 3 of the 2025 Pacific Mini Games in Palau saw impressive highlights for Team PNG, with medal wins, personal bests, and national records across swimming, table tennis, and weightlifting.
In swimming for women, swimmer Abigail I. Tom clocked a personal best of 1 minute 5.73 seconds in the women's 100-meter freestyle, while Tokome Gara broke the national age record, swimming an impressive 59.77 seconds to qualify third fastest for the finals. In men's swimming, Jos Tarere and Haudaloi also registered personal bests in the 100-meter freestyle. On the table tennis court, PNG women's team made history with a silver medal finish as their best result ever, while the men's team claimed bronze. In beach volleyball, PNG's duo Richard Batari and Tony Gima secured straight sets over the Marshall Islands. Meanwhile, in weightlifting, champion Morea Baru bagged 3 gold medals in the men's 65 kg, while Dika Toa and Telma Toa added more medals to PNG's tally. In Va'a, Rakamesi made history with PNG's first ever VA marathon medal. A bronze and men's and women's V6 team both secured silver. Team PNG continues to shine in Palau. Joel Mipari, Trukai Sports.
Oceania Fight Promotions is set to host the Kumul Consolidated Holdings Fight Night event on July 26 in Port Moresby.
The event is expected to be exciting as it will feature a strong lineup of local and international talent. OFC Managing Director Marian Milley said that the fight night will have a total of 6 bouts. The main bout is the female international showdown between Papua New Guinea's Golibali and Kwachit Kunya of Thailand. Ms. Milley said the international fight is a flyweight division bout for 2 minutes by 6 rounds. The local undercard bout will see Michael Miria taking on Billy Kavapo in the light heavyweight division. In the light welterweight division, Naki Saguba will face Adrian Kawom, while Richard Paul goes head-to-head with Tasi Gaffa in the lightweight division. In middleweight category, Bernard Benson from Southern Islands will face off with Elias Bassa from Bougainville. Millie said the event is OFC's commitment not only to showcasing world-class boxing, but also to developing local talents across the region. Pakatambua, Trukai Sports.
Trukai Sports continues after the break. Stay with us.
Trukai Sports.
Share the love with Gala Ice Cream, Gala Cone Ice Creams, Gala Stick Ice Creams, and Gala Classic Tub Ice Creams. Happiness begins with the Gala range of fun flavors which create taste adventures and excitement with every bite. Treat yourself. Share with a friend while chilling. The whole family will enjoy. Everyone has their favorite. Which one is yours? Share the love with Gullah Ice Creams.
Daytech, the largest communication technology solution and services provider in PNG. We have the best brands and huge range of products for students, home users, small and medium business, corporate and enterprises. At Daytech, we have sound business practices and strong affiliations with some of the largest technologies in the world. We offer large range of genuine HP inks and toners at competitive prices with mid-range to high-end printers to suit your environment. Check out our special offers at our retail shops today. Daytech, innovative solutions, value services.
You get big data and big value with Telecom Good Pillar mobile data plans. From only 3 kina, you get 1 gig for 24 hours. And for only 150 kina, you get 130 gigs over a whopping 30 days. And with loads of Good Pillar data plans to choose from, there's a small, medium or large plan to match your budget. Dial *777# to subscribe. Telecom, connecting you anywhere, anytime.
Dear son, you ask me how I live such a good life. Yes, I've had some good luck, like the day I met your mother. But it wasn't always that way. I've made some good choices too, like working hard and keeping my super with NASFAN. They looked after it for me, which meant I could concentrate on looking after my family. Living each day, knowing that when the time came, I'd be ready for tomorrow. Love, Dad.
The all-new GWM Power has the best in-class pulling power. Book a test drive today and hop into Broco Motors for a spin.
Since the regulation came into being in 2000, the super funds have grown from just under 2 billion kina industry to now 20 billion kina.
Join us every Monday nights at 7 p.m. for In Focus, your weekly news and current affairs talk show, which presents in-depth commentaries, discussions, and analysis of the major current affairs issues in Papua New Guinea and in the region.
Areas involving politically exposed presence.
Papua New Guinea loses between 20 and 25% of its national budget to corruption, fraud, waste and error each year.
There are existence of clandestine laboratories illicitly producing crystal meth.
Every Monday nights at 7 p.m.
Hi, I'm Chef Jules Henao, and this is where my true inspiration for cooking started. Like most of us, I learned to cook from my mum. Nothing beats simple recipes where fresh local produce is at the heart, especially when it's a home-cooked meal, prepared and shared with the ones you love. And in PNG, no meal is complete without rice. And my choice is always True Guy. True Guy, true inspiration through generations.
You're watching Trukai Sports. Day 4 of the Champion of Champions dart competition delivered thrilling matches at the Port Moresby Sports Inn today.
Players from various dart clubs continue to showcase top performances as the tournament heads into its finals on Saturday. Trukai Sports caught up with PNG Dart Federation Secretary Isabella Nana, who shared highlights of the day's matches and praised the competitiveness.
So we have 16 teams who are participating. The draws have been done up in a way where there's 2 pools of 8 teams each. So currently we have, after game 5, we have Coralux Arrows from Port Moresby Darts Association leading Pool A, and followed closely by Tioli from Port Moresby Darts as well. And third placing is K180 Phoenix from NCD Dart Association. With Pool B, we have the K180 Falcons from NCD Darts Association leading that pool with 10 points. And Boom Chica, Dark Moon and Penumbra and Mooney Heights all on 6 points. So it's a really strong tournament.
Nana also emphasized on youth involvement in the sport.
I can see that all the youths keep they're mingling well as the adults as well. We've seen some of the teams have their first time to travel.
She added that friendship among players has been a strong feature throughout the competition.
We should have our last 2 round-robin games, and then we head into the knockouts tomorrow. So far, everyone's enjoying. There's a lot of 180s. That's like the highest score.
The Champion of Champions that competition continues tomorrow with more exciting matches. Joel Mipari, Trukai Sports.
And that ends Trukai Sports. The Moni Plus weather report is next. Stay with us.
Trukai Sports. Trukai Sports.
Hi, I'm Chef Jules Henao, and this is where my true inspiration for cooking started. Like most of us, I learned to cook from my mum. Nothing beats simple recipes where fresh local produce is at the heart, especially when it's a home-cooked meal, prepared and shared with the ones you love. And in PNG, no meal is complete without rice. And my choice is always Trukai. Trukai, true inspiration through generations.
The all-new, powerful GWM Power. Book a test drive today and hop into Barocco Motors for a spin.
EMTV's Vocal Fusion Season 12.
Yes, man. Come on. Bring it. Bring it.
Our top 11 contestants raise the bar as they take on this round's theme, the 80s.
You gotta perform and you gotta make sure you stay on that stage.
Join us to find out who makes it through to the top 10.
You blew me away, mate.
This Sunday night at 7:30. Only on your number one to watch, EMTV.
Dreaming for more than the life we know. There is more to what the future holds. You me holy man no walk one time. Oh, 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 oh. We dare to believe in incredible things. Oh, 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 oh. With money plus we're ready to go.
This weather update is proudly brought to you by MoneyPlus. With you always.
And now looking at the Moni Plus weather report for the next 24 hours. In the southern region, Port Moresby City partly cloudy, then possible afternoon and evening showers and thunderstorms. And Popondetta, cloudy periods with rain showers and thunderstorms. In the Momase region, Ley City partly sunny, then rain showers and possible thunderstorms in the evening. And Vanimo, cloudy periods with rain showers and possible thunderstorms. In the New Guinea Islands region, Lorengau partly cloudy with few showers and possible thunderstorms. And Buka, sunny to partly cloudy in the afternoon. And in the Highlands region, Mount Hagen City, Morning fog clearing into cloudy periods, then some afternoon and evening rain showers and thunderstorm. And Mendi, Tari and Wabek, morning fog, then cloudy periods with heavy showers, rain and possible thunderstorm.
The weather update was proudly brought to you by Moniplus, with you always.
And that wraps up the news, sports and weather for Thursday, the 3rd of July, 2025. From all of us here, pleasant viewing and good night.
This news program was proudly brought to you by Smart Start Breakfast Biscuits and Gold Nuggets.
Coming up next. At 7 p.m, Sports Scene. 7:30 p.m, The Pacific Sports Show. 8 p.m, Talk PC News Headlines, followed by AFL Premiership Season. 11 p.m, 100% Footy. 12 a.m, National MTV News Replay. And 1 a.m, One News.